Hey guys, and welcome to Ghost Recon Wildlands, or Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands open beta. Although it seems like these games are kind of getting away from Tom Clancy. Just I don't know, they're not as realistic, I guess, as some of the other ones used to be. But doesn't matter. Either way, still play all of the Tom Clancy games. I think the only one I didn't really play was like Brutal End War or something. So anyway, we're playing in Brazilian Portuguese just because I kind of just don't wanna get so much of the story because I'm gonna be playing this game in like a week anyway. But actually playing it in Portuguese, I think actually made it kind of cooler.
Na nossa opinião, Sandoval é que era o alvo da explosão. O que é bom para a embaixada não havia conseguido.
Basically, the story in a nutshell is we had a DEA agent, Ricky Sandoval, undercover in Bolivia, working with El Sueño. He's actually really close to El Sueño, like got in rooms with him and some of the other top guys, like these guys right there. And then, Ricky got caught on camera in one of the drug factories or whatever, and El Sueño knew it was him, and Ricky has been undercover in Bolivia for a while, so he has a wife, and the wife is pregnant, and so anyway, they try to escape Bolivia, and Karen Bowman sets up an extraction, the helicopter, but it's like too late, so close, and they get caught on the road, so Ricky tells his wife to go to the helicopter. Meanwhile, Ricky goes running in the woods, shoots at the drug dealers, trying to escape, but ultimately he gets, I think, shot and captured. But his wife makes it to the helicopter. She extracts. So the wife and the pregnant wife with the baby is safe. But Ricky gets captured. Then he gets tortured by the two people we're going after right now in Itaqua, which are El Popillo and something, a big fat lady and a skinny guy, which are like the doctors. So we're going after them because they're responsible for torturing and killing Ricky Sandoval. And ultimately, our ultimate primary objective is to kill El Sueño because he's the top boss of this cartel, which is the Santa Blanca cartel. So yeah, Karen Bowman, we're going to meet her in the helipad once we get all set up and locked and loaded and customized and all that stuff. And then she's going to take us to the Qatar's 26 outpost in Itaqua, Bolivia. And then from there, we have the freedom of choice to do whatever the hell we want to do. Within context of what we can do in Ghost Recon and the open beta, which means, we can't just go all 21 regions. We only have Montoyac and Itaqua in this open beta. 2 open spots. But I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to probably do a male character in my full playthrough of the actual game. So I figured I'd try out the girl characters here and see if I like the voices. But I didn't really think about it because we're playing in Portuguese. So it doesn't really matter because when I play the full game, I'm going to play in English. So the voices are going to be different anyway. But so our backstory for our ghost, we're an elite ghost squad that's been in Brazil. And since we were the closest ones, since all this stuff that happened to Ricky Sandoval happened like last night, or like a day or the night that it happened, either way, it happened really close. So we were the closest team in Brazil. So Karen Bowman contacted us and we came over. So just ignore the part where like Midas and Holt and Weaver are saying like I was on a bus, I was drunk, I came here, I flew in yesterday. No. Our group of ghosts in my story here, we're a group from Brazil, and well, actually, no. Weaver, Holt, and Midas are from Brazil. No, you know what? Weaver and Midas were living in Brazil. Say, Weaver was in Rio de Janeiro, and Weaver just came to Brazil maybe like 5 years ago, we'll say, and then Holt was only in Brazil for, let's say, a year, but he liked Portuguese language, the Brazilian Portuguese, and so now that's all he speaks because that's our ghost team. But our character here, let's say Elizabeth, was actually from Portugal, and then she flew into Brazil to head up and lead this group of ghosts. So Elizabeth and her team, which her call sign is Nomad, just default. These are all standard call signs because that's what everyone's going to call everybody. I forget Midas Weaver and Holt's actual real names, but it doesn't matter for this story that I'm spinning a yarn. That doesn't really matter. Just trying to keep you guys thinking about something while you're watching boring stuff, me equipping stuff. So here you have a bunch of different sets, 6 sets, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can have all gillied up suit, you can have a suit all in black for nighttime, you can have your desert camo, you can have your woodland camo, and you can just have like a casual outfit or whatever. And you can set all that up because you can change all of this that I'm doing right now at any time you want, at any point in the game. Like if you're in the middle of a story mission, if you're in a helicopter, doesn't matter. You hit the touchpad, you go to your loadout, you press triangle or Y depending on what you're playing. I think it's probably the back button on the Xbox since there's no touchpad. And then you just hit edit appearance and you can change literally everything except for male and female, and I think that's it. Maybe scars? But you can change tattoos, you can change hair, you can change the hair color, facial hair, clothes, everything that we're doing here. Just pretty much male or female really is the only thing they lock you out once you start the game. Which, I mean, if they let you do everything else, what's really the big deal? But I guess really the big deal between switching, hot swapping between male and female is probably just the voice acting. It might be a little tricky if you keep switching on the fly between male and female to get the voices right. So who knows, maybe there were glitches where you had like a male voice talking to the female voice, female character, or whatever. But anyway, so none of this is permanent except for your male and female. You actually unlock clothing items, whether it be from the Ubisoft Club store Uplay stuff that you can unlock with Uplay points that you get for just playing other Ubisoft games, or killing or capturing. And I think you killed pretty much all of the bosses in this game. So whenever you kill them, you'll get like either their signature weapon, like a gold AK-47 or a pink AK-47, or like a cowboy hat or a bandana with like a skull face or whatever. So there's things that you can unlock both with Ubisoft credits and just by playing the game, by completing story missions. But I think we know Itaqua is pretty heavily forest and jungles, so it's mostly green, some brown. You know, there's a lot of farms. Montauk, whatever the salt flats. The next open area is a lot of brown and tan, but with some snowy mountain tops. So we want to set up some gear sets for that too. You can also customize your weapons. The Gearsmith from Future Soldier's back, and a little bit better, a little easier to go through. And you can customize all these paints that you see here pretty much. They're little variants, but you can change the colors of your weapons as well in different parts. So if you want a woodland camo barrel and a khaki magazine, but you want the scope to be black and the full, I don't know, rest of the gun being like orange camo or whatever, you can mix and match whatever camos you want for whatever specific part of the gun you want. Except for like the trigger, obviously. The only thing you can do with the trigger is just, it's semi or automatic or whatever. But there's a lot of options. Not like I wish there was still like a little bit more, But for what's here, it seems like there's more than enough, more than you need. But I think we're gonna stick with a tank top because we got all these cool tattoos. I wish there was a little bit more tattoos, or maybe even a tattoo editor. I know that's asking way too much, and I can't even think. Yeah, no, I think it was. Wasn't it Far Cry 3 multiplayer or Far Cry 4? Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4? You had like a tattoo editor, and you could create your own tattoos and stuff. So it's not outside of Ubisoft's world to make a tattoo editor. So I thought that would be a cool little idea. But these tattoos work for us. So the vest only affects the front. So I was just checking there, seeing if anything changed in the backpack. But the backpack changes the backpack side. There's not too many like real variants on the vest. There's like two, and then just one has different stuff on it. Which that's a little disappointing. But again, not a big deal because the ones they have look cool anyway. But yeah, again, it doesn't change the backpack. So this one has a little more Kevlar. This one has like a little. Let's say this would be like the medic class. You got like a little med kit in the front, let's say. And then this one's like the heavy one. You got the Kevlar and the armor. But we're not going to be playing assault. We're going to be playing mostly quiet, tactical. So I think just this. This might be a little light for the jungle. Maybe we'll keep that for the salt flats. Maybe we'll have a little layer of Kevlar for the jungle. But still got to get rid of that eye patch. I don't want that eye patch. Let me change that hat too. So you see here, this changes just a little slightly. Space is still kind of green. Let's see. So we're going into the woods in Ataqua, so we want something green, but we'll just go through all of them real quick. But we'll save the black for our stealth outfit. We'll go all black. So let's see. Go browns too, but we'll save that for our tan loadout. Should be said, we will be playing this game in 4-player co-op. Probably should have said that earlier, then you might have not left earlier. No, but you're still here. So if you guys are still here, I'm going to be playing this game in 4-player co-op. Then we'll play a little bit in 3-player and 2-player and single-player as well. During the beta on the 21st when we did this recording, there was 2 times we got interrupted with maintenance. So I guess it was just like a server overload because everyone wanted to play this game on the 21st, maybe, I guess. But the funny thing is, like, I think you'll see it in here. It'll say, like, Ghost Recon will go down for maintenance in, and then it's blank. There's no, like, time. It's, like those warnings, like in MMOs, like, server's going to be down, or for maintenance for this in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever. There was no minutes showing up for us. On all 4 of us, we didn't get any minutes, so eventually we just got all disconnected. So we got dropped into a single-player game, and then after maybe 10-15 minutes, so it wasn't too bad, everything came back online. But that should be noted that this game is online always, even if you're playing single-player. And you need PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold to play co-op, obviously, but you do need an internet connection to play. At least in this beta. It's possible that the full game you might be able to play offline by yourself, but even in the beta, you are online playing by yourself. And you're not making any money like some people do when they're online playing with themselves. Anyway, another thing that not really matters, but there's not that many options of boots. There's only 4. Not that it matters. It's not like they have to have like the Converse in there, but it seems like every game that you create a character, like in a modern setting, have Converse knockoffs. But it would have been kind of cool running around Bolivia in Converse and faded out jeans and a white T-shirt and a hat. But anyway. Yeah, again, this is just like 20 minutes in the character creator. There's plenty of stuff to look at. But still, even though there's so much, there's still like there could be a little bit more. Could be a little bit more. But again, this is just the beta. But this is the same stuff that was in the closed beta. So I don't think with the game coming out in what, 2 weeks, that it's really anything is going to change, unless they just didn't show it in the betas. I don't remember what was in the technical test. This was like their alpha. I can't remember. I actually really do like the silhouette of the baklava on the female face. Looks kind of cool. So we'll probably play with that on our stealth and our ghillied suit. We'll have like a black one for our... Oh, probably we'll make 3 outfits. We'll have a black one for our nighttime. We'll have like a green one or olive for our ghillie suit, and then we'll have like a gray one for our snowsuit outfits. One thing that I wish will be in the full game is to rename those gear sets. Like the special outfits is just set 0, set 1, set 2, set 3. It'd be nice if you could rename that like let's say a Call of Duty loadout. How you can rename it to whatever. Although you can't rename, which I always find funny, you can't rename a Call of Duty loadout class Assault because it has ASS. It'll say vulgar, can't be. And it's like no one sees, unless you're streaming it. No one else that you're playing with sees your loadout class name, do they? Ever? So who cares if it says Assault or Ass Blaster or whatever you want to do. But Assault is not a profanity, as they like to say. So yeah, that I hope they can rename the gear sets. If not, it's not a big deal because I remembered what numbers meant what. But it would be nice to just rename it so you can just look at a quick glance and know exactly. Okay, ghillie, that's my ghillie suit, or blackout, that's my nighttime stealth, whatever. Another thing that's not in the game right now, at least I couldn't find it, and I pushed all the buttons, I looked at all the controls. There's no horn for the cars or the trucks, and that just I don't know, just feels wrong to not have a horn, especially when you're playing in co-op and you're like, get in the car, and you want to beep the horn. The best thing you can do is flash the lights. They have an option to turn on and off the lights, but there's no honk honk. But that's just a minor detail. But I think a lot of people who play co-op might miss that horn, especially because the group we were playing with, we were like comparing this game to like Just Cause, and the Just Cause series, Grand Theft Auto, mostly Grand Theft Auto 5, just because of the open co-op nature of it, and like Metal Gear Solid 5 for like taking over the outpost, and the Far Cry series as well for the outpost. Like it's kind of like a Far Cry 2 vibe. It has like the Far Cry 3 and 4 like elements of taking over the outpost, but it has that Far Cry 2 logic behind it, or whatever you want to call it, programming, where once you take over an outpost, it'll just repopulate once you like leave the area after a few minutes. So it kind of leaves that constant battle, that constant tug of war that Far Cry 2 had, that you didn't really have in Far Cry 3 or 4, because once you cleared it out, it was clear unless you went into the options and reset outposts, which is actually cool at the end of the game. Like once you finished like the end game and you did everything, you could reset the outposts and go after them and do that. I had some fun with that in the Far Cry game. So if you didn't know that, if you played Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, and probably Far Cry Primal as well, just go in the options somewhere. There's a thing to reset all the outposts. But I think you can only do that when you beat the full game, or beat the stories, the last story anyway. Another thing, I wish there was a little bit more gloves. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more gloves in the beta. I mean the full game. Or, at least more customization. But because there's not really too much here. But that's fine. I guess maybe it's not really the Division that did it. Just my brain that wants this. But from the Division, like they had a terrible character customization in the Division. But they did a kind of decent job with the loot, where some of your stuff really did look different and cool, and it seemed like there was a lot. And as the game, they updated it and patched it, and like a year later or whatever, you had the gear set, so you had matching stats, matching gear sets. You would have better stats, and they all look different. The gear sets look different and stuff. Which is kind of neat. This backpack, just I think of like people going to school or going on a plane. This one is just like, that's like a backpack full of water. This one's the drone, which will probably do a lot of droning, but I don't like it. I don't need the radio. I don't know why we would need the big ass radio. We're not the comms guy. I think this one looks good. We got a canteen. We got our little sleeping bag / tarp or whatever we need. That one just looks like school backpacks. I mean, I know that it's just backpacks, but it just reminds me of like school backpacks. This one looks like the backpack we want. Looks like we got everything we need in our backpack. And again, we're going to stick with woodland camo, I think, for this as well. Because we're going to be in mostly jungle areas. That one's not too bad. It's more like a Iraqi desert. We're just going through all the options. All black looks pretty good too. But we're not going to save that for another one. So that's the thing here too. The deluxe edition, you get an XP booster, you get 3 camos and some other stuff. The backpack there actually does kind of look cool, but I think, you know, this one's fine for free, or $60, part of the game. But the deluxe edition too, I don't know what that XP booster is, because you can get XP boosters on the Ghost Recon Wildlands network or store or whatever for 2 hours. You get like these little like Kraken patches or Snake Dragon patches, which you'll see here. You won't see them here, but like you see the patches there. There are patches that you can get for I think 250 credits that you just earn 250 reward points or whatever. Just you probably have thousands of them. There's like 250 each for a 2-hour like a 2-hour XP bonus per patch, or emblem, I should say. But so I wonder if the deluxe edition is just like a permanent XP boost, or if it's just like a handful of patches of 2-hour XP bonuses. Because really, that XP bonus would be like the only really nice thing out of that deluxe edition, because you don't need a custom dirt bike, because there is literally vehicles everywhere. Whatever you see, you can drive. Except for the train. We tried pretty hard on one of these videos to try to get the train, and we could not get it to stop. C4 mines, blowing up cars, trying to land on a helicopter, parachuting on it, jumping cars on it. There was just no way to get on that train. So you can pretty much drive or fly anything but the train in the game. But we have some fun trying to do that. So yeah, there's dirt bikes and trucks at pretty much like every fast travel point you go to, like any rebel outpost. So like whenever you fast travel, it's like, oh, there's a dirt bike, there's a truck. You just take one and you go. And then pretty early on, you get the rebel support, where you can call the rebels and they'll drop off an SUV for you. And it literally like spawns it in. It's not even like a Just Cause where it's like a crate that parachutes in. It's just like the minute you click call a SUV, you hear the car alarm keys, like the whoop whoop, and then you hear the whoosh of the car, and then there's like a little blue flare, and then you have your car in front of you. So there's really no need to buy $10 for a dirt bike or anything else really in that $10 pack, I think, unless the XP bonus is full. But it's another thing I noticed from the closed beta to the open beta is it says Extreme instead of Ghost. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. That has been Call of Duty, Ghost Recon character creator. Hit that Ghost Recon playlist, and you can watch me play this in 4-player co-op. See you guys. Hit that subscribe button too, and I'll see you guys in the next video.